Just up on Doc Reo TV.
You know what time it is, folks. That's right. It's time for more Doc Reo TV. Today, we're going to talk about 10 tips to curate content for social media. I know a lot of you guys out there are using social media, sharing stuff on social media, but curating content is the way to go. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and click the link below and make sure you click the bell next to the subscribe link. When you click the bell next to the subscribe link, what happens is you get future notifications. I know you guys want those, right? All right, so stay tuned, folks, because we'll be right back.
All right, folks. All right. Yes, folks. If you're tuning in right now, I apologize for the delay. Just really still getting everything set back up for some live Doc Reo TV right here on YouTube, folks. Going over this lesson. This lesson is 10 tips for curating content on social media. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do something I call the Doc Reo roll. And that is, if you want to reach me, you can reach me on Facebook at doc.reo. You can reach me on Twitter at docreo_tia. You can reach me on Instagram, the photo spot, at Doc Reo. And you can reach us, our team, on Doc Reo TV right here, YouTube, at Doc Reo TV. If you need to reach us, our team, for any reason, you can also contact us on realbucks.com, the link right here at the bottom of the screen. And once you've contacted us on realbucks.com, leave a comment, leave a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to answer any questions that you may have, reply to any comments, or just chit-chat if you need to about multimedia. Last but not least, stay tuned for cashchops.com, where we're going to be coming out on this new site with reviews of qualified online training courses. That's right, qualified online training courses to talk to you guys more about these tools so that you don't have to be out there spending thousands of dollars on tools that aren't working for you. There is a big separation between those who know what's going on and those who are just getting started. And I'd like to get everybody together to meet in the middle somewhere. I was talking about that earlier. You know, some of us who know what's going on and the others who don't know what to do to get started need the step-by-step steps. And I see a lot of gurus out there doing that, but some are just throwing out. I mean, there's so many people just putting out content that they're not even spelling right. They're not even going through the grammar. They're missing words. They're missing pages. We don't want that. We want content that's actually right on point. You know, that's actually getting you to where you need to be. With that being said, let's get out of here and jump right into this lesson. This lesson, once again, is called 10 Tips to Curate Content for Social Media. This is Doc, and I hope you enjoy right here on Doc Reo TV on YouTube.
All right, folks, welcome back. And we're going to talk about 10 tips that you can use to curate content for social media. The first tip that you always need to do before you even think about using social media for your business, for your brand, or for anything, because most of you guys are brand owners out there. I know. Some of you guys are new starting brand owners, and some of you guys are brand owners that have a business going. Well, when you talk about curating content is all about the first thing you need to do is just like when you did what you did for your brand or what you want to do for your brand is you need to pick a niche. Now, if you want to know more about picking a niche for your brand, I have another post on realbucks.com called niche picking. So it's realbucks.com/niche-picking. So you can go over that, read that, listen to the audio file on it, and it'll help you pick a niche for your business or your brand. But if you already have a brand or a business, you just need to find a niche that you can curate the content that may match your brand or may just attract customers to your brand. So get out there, pick a niche. It's easy. Number 2, find some reputable websites out there in the niche that you've picked. Go ahead and look at the websites, review the content, and make sure they are talking about the things that you would like to talk about in your blog, the things that you talk about in your videos, the things that you would like to talk about on social media. Make sure they fit your company's culture, your company's profile, or your brand's culture and profile, or the idea of the brand that you're creating. So go out there, go through the content, find a few. For me, I found two main ones that I really like, entrepreneur.com and techcrunch.com. And it's not just me that likes them, it's my audience, because I did the data drill down. If you want to know more about that, check out another post I have on reobooks.com. And that leads me to number 3, read the content. Now, I see a lot of people out there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, commenting on posts, liking posts, following posts, and 80% of the people aren't even really viewing the content. So when I say go curate content or go and check content on other people's websites, you got to read the content. You have to qualify the content first. So you should be reading the content, taking it in. It doesn't make any sense for you to go out there and curate someone else's content and it doesn't exactly say what you thought it said. That's the point. You can't think what it says, you have to know what it says and actually put it in your mind and relate it to your content. Read the content, guys. Read it. Now, number 4 is one of my favorites because it's all about images. Images. Gotta love images. Why? Because like Guy Kawasaki and Peg Fitzpatrick say in their book, The Art of Social Media, you should be posting images with every single blog post, Twitter post, Instagram post, Facebook post, and you should be putting photos in your YouTube videos. It is just that simple. Photos attract more viewers. And what do you want when you post content? More viewers. What's the reason to curate content? To get more viewers. So put a photo with it. Now, if you're gonna put a photo with it, I suggest taking the photo off the post of the blog or website that you're going to get the content. Now, if they don't have a photo, it's good to look for a photo that actually relates to the content. But what I do when I take the photo off of that website is I make sure I do one thing, and that is I make sure I screenshot that photo. The photo already has a lower resolution than the raw photo that the original photographer took, but I would like to be the one who's not really copying their photo, but sharing something that relates to their photo so that somebody can go back and actually view the real photo. And so with me screenshotting the photo, the resolution is much lower. I'm actually doing something more creative. And I'll tell you more about that in the next step, which is step number 5. And that's credit, credit, credit. I'm serious about this, guys. If you're gonna use a post, if you're gonna curate the content of a post, if you're gonna take a photo from that content, you should at least credit the author and or the photographer. The reason why I say and or the photographer is because sometimes the author is the photographer or the author is the image creator. And so if there isn't a photographer listed by the author of that content, I would go ahead and credit the author just in general at the bottom and don't worry about crediting the author for the image. I do something a little bit extra. Now, what I said before is I like to take their image and I take it into something like canva.com or Adobe Spark. And inside there, I get to editing a little bit and I might take their headline and put it on the photo. And then I would also take the photographer's name and put it somewhere into the photo like I'm watermarking the photo. I might even take the author's name and put it in there too. But as long as you're crediting not only on the photo, but in the post itself, crediting the source that you're getting it from, then you're doing fine. And when you credit people in the source, you may get their attention. And I'll tell you more about that later. Number 6, that's hashtags. You see them everywhere. That's the pound sign and words, for those people who don't know. Remember back in the day, or maybe some of you don't remember, when we used to use telephones, like payphones, one of the things they would say on TV is like, if you need to do something, push the pound sign. Or if they say it in a phone message, they say push the pound sign. This is what we called it back before. The number sign was called the pound sign. Well, now the number sign is what we call hashtags. Hashtags. I mean, you see them everywhere, folks. And there are a lot of people who don't necessarily like hashtags in their content. Some people will let you know and they'll say it plainly to you. please use less hashtags, especially on Facebook. Facebook is an older crowd, or a middle-aged to older crowd. And what that means is that there are a lot of people who are used to reading the content without having hashtags in the way. So my suggestion, and I do this because a lot of times I post on Instagram and it's shared to Facebook, and Instagram loves hashtags. Hashtags are the new movement. That's how you get people attracted to your post. So they are necessary. But when you want to share something from Instagram to Facebook, or if you want to share it on Facebook and use as many hashtags, I would suggest putting them lower down the post. Give them a headline that they can really read, even if you use a hashtag in the headline, which I always do. But even if you do that, make sure you use the hashtags more, the majority of the hashtags later, and give them more content, like going to the blog post and pulling a quote from the blog post and making sure you credited the author one more time. Which leads me to mentions. And I said I would talk about that earlier, and that is number 7 for you guys. That is mentions and engagement. Mentions and engagement is something that I said I would talk about earlier when it comes to mentioning the author or crediting the author. I use mentions, especially on Twitter, to credit authors. When I write their name and I say it's by, I also credit the source. So let's say I'm going to do a post on Twitter. I'm going to curate this content from entrepreneur.com. So I would go to the entrepreneur website, and when I'm on that website, I look for the author and I look for the photographer and make sure I have the right Twitter account for all 3. When I go to create the post and I go to send the post, you'll see something like @entrepreneur, and then behind that I put by the author's name, so it'd be @ in their Twitter handle. And then I would go further down and go image by @ and that person's Twitter handle if, once again, the photographer was listed by the author. So this is a great way. Mentioning authors and mentioning people who you've talked about their content is a great way for them to notice you and see you as an evangelist for their content, which is just pretty much, in my book, saying you're curating their content. Same thing to me. So it's also a great way to strike up conversations, because now you're talking about someone else's content and other people might have something to say. So pay attention when you mention someone, that someone else might post something, a comment, or like your content. So it's a great way to get more engagement.
All right, yeah, and so as you saw right there, I was talking about mentions are a great way to get more engagement, and I just want to let you guys know that I hope you actually enjoy what's going on here. I'm changing things around, broadcasting things in a different light, and trying to make sure that I got all kind of different tools and antics ready for you guys, just so you know that I'm here. I'm doing this broadcast live for you. Yeah, there's some pre-recorded stuff like the lesson itself, which is the Friday free write turned into the Friday free flow. And we're going to continue to come up with different things like this right here at Doc Reo TV to try to make sure that you guys are covered all the way through with the right information and being able to contact us. Like, for instance, the Doc Reo Roll. That's how you can contact us, with Facebook on doc.reo, or Twitter at @DocReo_TM, Instagram at Doc Reo, YouTube, Doc Reo TV, or Reo Bucks Consulting Group. Go to the website and contact us, and stay tuned for more on Cash Chops. We got reviews on qualified training and all kind of different things. I changed glasses for you because Sergio Rio stepped in the room. But let's get back to this lesson. You got about 3 more left. This is number 8. So get ready, because here's the end of this lesson right here. This is Doc.
Number 8. Shorten those links. I'm serious, guys. Come on. All these long, drawn-out links. By now, you guys should all know about applications like Bitly or Google Short Links, or even WordPress Short Links. I have WordPress Short Links, and I don't use them that often, which actually lead to posts on my website. that's the way WordPress works, especially if you have something like Jetpack installed. It makes it real easy for you to get short links from your post page. But the reason why I don't do it as much is because I'm branding the name ReoBucks more and more and more. And I'm putting out posts like ReoBucks.com/US-employment. It's not that difficult for people to remember US-employment. And it's not as difficult for people to remember ReoBucks because I'm saying it everywhere. It's all over my social media and it's all over my videos. So make sure when you're curating content that you head on over to bit.ly or Google Short Links and put your link in there. Once you go over to bit.ly.com, you'll see something that looks like it has statistical data all over the page. Don't worry about that. Head over to the right-hand side of the page and click the Create Link button. Once you've created that button, you'll be able to put in the long link that you have right in, and then click the next button, follow the steps until you're able to copy the link or copy the headline and link and the website that it came from, and you can add that to the curated post. Now, when you add it to the curated post, you can do like I did and take that headline and put it on the photo. You can rewrite that headline or you can use that headline right there just as it is. Which leads me to number 9. Use a headline that matches the content. Oh wow, I don't know how many times I've seen a post out there with a headline that has nothing to do with the content and I'm so confused. So make sure you at least use a headline that matches the content when you're curating someone else's content. Because it doesn't really make sense for you to put a headline out there that doesn't relate to a content because people are not going to really watch the content when they find out it's not for them. People's attention spans have gotten shorter and shorter and shorter. So just at least find a headline, that matches the content, just like you would find a photo that matches the content. And last but not least, my favorite, number 10. This is something that a lot of people aren't doing, and that's sharing the content. You need to share content that you create. You need to share content that you create on a regular basis. If you're a business owner, if you're a brand owner, you should be sharing all the time. You should be sharing things that you don't even think people would be interested in just because they're interworkings of your business, but people really are interested in the interworkings of your business. So share, 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 share. The more content you share, the more people are going to look at your content. The more content you share, the more people are going to look at your content. So go to every single social media website and share your content everywhere. People may not see it for the first few months. That's the greatest part about channels like YouTube and having a blog, because people can always come back and review the content. So just make sure you get out there and you share content everywhere you can share it. When we talk about sharing curated content, make sure that you're not trying to just share someone else's post on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube and say, okay, I shared some curated content, because that's not curating content. Curating content is when you actually spend time and read through the article, pull out interesting facts and information in the article, or pull out a headline and a quote from the article, then credit the authors and the photography, and then you share that post that you've created and cultivated across the web. Whenever you share someone's post that was already created and cultivated, all you're doing is sharing. It's not curation. That's considered sharing. That's not curating content. So if you want to know more, go ahead and click on the link below. I have links in the profile that you can go to some of this stuff, and I also have links to tools and different things that you can find on different websites that relate to this content. Also, if this is the first time you've come to this channel, make sure you subscribe by clicking the link below, and make sure you click the little bell so you can get future notifications. Well, that's it for me, folks. Stay tuned for more Doc Reo TV. This is Doc, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Doc Reo TV.
All right, yes, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. This is Doc. I'm on my way out the door. I just wanted to come back in before the end of this just to make sure that you guys were able to see everything. You know, I'm kind of double checking the screen over here and the screen over here and the screen right here and the screen up there and the microphone up here. Everything I got going on right here, all in my hands right now. It's all in your hands. I gotta represent, the old folks from back in the day, the USC folks. It's all in your hands. They got that Emmy for that. But anyway, I'm here. Hit me up. You know where to reach me. You got all my info right here. You know where to reach my team. You got our info right here and right here. So we're putting together more stuff in the next coming year. And by the end of next year, our broadcast should be much stronger, much more content delivered, and just, suitable for any level, anyone starting out who'd like to be delivering multimedia on a more consistent basis, and anybody who's professionally delivering multimedia on a consistent basis. We're going to start to have lessons for them as well. So right now we're just at the associate level. Associate level is the free level. So these lessons are free. Once you get to the next level, and I'll tell you more about that another time. Once you get to the next level and you've mastered all these digital media basics, we're gonna get you to the next level, which is more digital media advanced, or digital media pro and digital media advanced. So once we're into the marketing for advanced digital media, the lesson quality is going to be definitely much more, as well as there's definitely going to be a different price. So stay tuned, folks. Like I said, I'm only going to let 15 people in this new thing I'm working out, and I haven't really talked about it that much, but stay tuned. You'll hear more about it. If you want to know more, make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, LinkedIn. Well, you can follow me on LinkedIn, but and you can come by Doc Reo TV or ReoBucks.com. So come by and see us. Come by and talk to us. Leave a message. You got any likes, comments, concerns? You hate me? You don't like me? You want to cuss me out? Or you just want to say, shut up, Doc? Leave that right there in the comments, because I want to know what you're thinking. If it's not working for you, I need to change some stuff around so it does work for you. So once again, the lesson you just saw was 10 tips to curate content for social media. If you're not curating content for social media, if you don't have that pattern set up or down or organized yet, you need to start getting that ready first. You might not see me post as much curated content, because the curated content I'm making, I'm building it to lessons, building it to more palatable information that I can hand out to people. So if you see me hand out some content, then you might see me just talk about it in a video. Then you might see me write about it in a Friday free write. Then you might see me just rant about it or give a lesson about it in a Friday